Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Phoning It In. I'm Michael Carvelli, joined by John Terry and Nick Arthur. And yes, I say another episode as we are back again for a second time this week because we
One
had
listener.
have to record a very special episode for Michael Terry because he can't understand how to work a podcast app. Hopefully, this one works for you, Michael. I don't know. We'll try to just basically retrace what we did the other one. And
He was.
By the way,
very...
did you guys notice that I'm wearing the exact same shirt as yesterday?
Love it.
I just realized that, and that wasn't just a poke at Michael. I just realized that.
He was so concerned all day, and thankfully we're in the middle of a pandemic, so we can't go anywhere. So we all have the time to record another episode. But he needs to get a new phone or something. But here we are, another episode just for Michael. I'm excited to, selfishly, I'm pumped I get to talk to you guys again. It's going to suck talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
But
I would say we talked a little bit about, we all got together for the Super Bowl over the weekend and had a good time talking with the four of us, including Michael.
Michael. Yeah.
But so we don't really need to go over that again. That was a lot of fun. It was great to see you guys as always have some fun enjoying watching a snoozer of a game. But let's get into some other things here. Nick, you had something that you wanted to bring up with us that I'm very excited to talk about because I don't know. I think it is I don't know if I wouldn't say it's a hot take necessarily because I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I could see where some people might be on the opposite side of you on this.
Yeah, I prepped you a little bit on the topic.
Yeah.
John, I don't think knows anything about the topic. But it is related to popcorn, and I really like popcorn. I'm catching some vibes that John maybe doesn't, and we can get into that in just a second. But my question is, so you make a bag of popcorn, right? You put the bag in the microwave, use the popcorn setting on your microwave, manually wait when there's like 2 to 3 seconds between each pop. However you make the popcorn, who cares? You make the popcorn, you eat the popcorn. I personally will often not finish the popcorn. For one person it's a lot, and just maybe I don't want to finish it all. So I will just kind of, roll the bag up, set it aside, and then like the next day go down and eat some more popcorn.
Yeah.
And the reaction that I get from Francis is that is like the grossest thing you could ever imagine.
Like similar to the reaction from John just now.
Well,
yeah, that face.
Hold on. But where I was going to go with this is, I thought you were going in a different. It made sense to me actually. Like, okay, it's like when you eat chips out of a bag and you close up the bag.
You don't eat an entire giant bag of Doritos in one sitting.
No, yeah, you're right. And fresh popcorn's really no different than like the popcorn you get in a bag, and you're closing it up. Why is that gross?
I don't know. My defense was I was expecting maybe John to be on the same page as Francis here.
I was too, actually.
My defense is that, anytime you go to like the chip aisle in a store and you buy a bag of popcorn, that popcorn was popped probably years ago. Heck,
maybe years ago.
Maybe
not years, hopefully.
I agree. I agree with Francis in that I've never done that before, and it's probably because I prefer like really fresh popcorn. But it's not crazy. If you ever buy, a question for you guys, when we could go to like sporting events, have you ever bought popcorn? Or maybe, Nick, maybe you've been to a sporting event with your wife and you guys have bought some popcorn together at the Lakers game. Have you ever done that? Have you ever bought popcorn at a sporting event?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Newsflash, that shit is made like the week before. I can say it now, but like the number of times I'm walking through the stadium and they're just like, literally, guys, trash bags full of
making
popcorn.
It like in advance.
Yeah, you can't like just pop the on demand for 70,000 people. Like you got to have that. There's a reason it's all in the boxes. They're not doing that behind the concession counter. They're doing that on like Tuesday before the Saturday football game. So You should tell Francis that she's actually had popcorn much older than like 12 hours.
Yeah, and even sometimes maybe I cook the popcorn on Friday night and I don't eat it till Sunday. I mean, that could happen too. But I don't get like the idea that it's gross. And I just wanted to see if you guys maybe did. It sounds like we're all on the same page. Michael made a really good point. It's the same as your Doritos or your chips.
Yeah. Like, I think the big thing, and I mentioned this to you in our text about it when you initially told me, but like, as long as you are like closing the bag in some way, whether it's rolling it up or like putting a little like chip clip on it or whatever.
A chip clip.
Yeah, doing whatever you have to do to just like keep that bag, closed up. So
yeah, you're not gonna leave your chip bag open.
Yeah, like if you just leave it wide open like for the night or 2 nights or whatever and come back to it, then the popcorn is kind of just not good anymore. Stale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still might eat it, but
I have
more
more
but
of
it's
an.
not as good. I would be a little meh about having it again after that.
I have more of an issue with just popcorn in general than what Francis is upset about here.
So you don't even eat it at all?
Like, maybe if we're watching a movie, like if someone else makes it, I might stick my hand in there and eat a little bit. I would say this. Time out. I love popcorn that comes like the white cheddar popcorn that comes out of like a bag. Sign me up. The problem with popcorn is like 1 in every like 7 or 8 pieces, you get like a dud and the kernel's hard as hell, and it's just not a pleasant experience, and it's just bleh. So I'd rather eat chips, man. Give me tortilla chips. Tortilla chips any day of the week.
So much rather have popcorn.
God, no.
What about if you're going to the movies in a pre-COVID world?
Gummy worms, baby. I don't like the movies. See, that's the other thing too, is I don't like movie theaters. I'm on record about this. And I don't love like just sitting down and watching a movie. Like, I've watched a lot more movies since Mariel and I have lived together because she likes watching movies. But it's not like, I'd rather get a big bowl of ice cream, Like, give me some Kit Kat ice cream with some whipped cream on top. Game. Better than popcorn. I don't know. It's just a personal preference. So I feel like I can't really add to this conversation because popcorn's not my thing. But I don't think I think your wife's a little nutso on this one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Be sure to tell her that John called her nutso.
I will.
I don't know. I generally really
No, don't do that though, actually. No, don't do that.
Don't piss off a pregnant woman.
Yeah, don't do that. If she listens, then she'll find out. But that's her reward for listening.
I really like popcorn, generally speaking. I will say, have you guys ever done the thing when you are at a movie theater where you like mix another snack into your popcorn at all? Have you never seen that, John?
Maybe like I've seen it like some M&Ms.
I've seen people, like M&Ms or something, but or Skittles.
It's cheating because why do you do that? Why do you throw M&Ms in your popcorn so you have something good to eat?
Because you like both snacks because they're both good.
I mean, I could just come in for both bags.
What I've done before is take the snow caps, which are like the little chocolate chips with the sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
And you put that in your popcorn.
The problem, though, is if you're going to a movie theater,
you get the, like salty, it's good.
If you're buying some popcorn and you're buying some snow caps on top of the $18 movie ticket, you now got $14 worth of food.
If you are sharing with another person.
Well, yeah, okay, fine.
I'm not going to buy 2 snacks if I'm by myself.
Now you got different hands in there, COVID swirling around in that thing of popcorn.
This was clearly before all of this happened.
On the topic of chips and popcorn, not to get too off topic here, something that I just thought about. Okay, so the one snack growing up that I would always have for like lunch or an afternoon snack, whatever reason, I don't know about you guys, the thing that was always available in the kitchen was like a deli sandwich, where you just get a couple slices of bread and either ham or bologna or turkey, whatever it is, and you eat a deli sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've eaten a deli sandwich in like 10 years. I don't go to the grocery store and stop by the deli and get a half a pound of ham. It's not something that I do. But my question is, growing up, when you'd get that same ham sandwich or bologna sandwich every day, and you try to spice it up a little bit, would you guys ever put popcorn or Doritos or Ruffles or any other type of potato chip on the sandwich?
I've never thought to do popcorn, but I do. Still to this day, occasionally do the chips.
The chips
So
good. Is good. Also, though, you're missing out on a good deli sandwich, man. Yeah. I'm the same way. I don't.
So you guys go to the deli?
No.
Kroger?
Whenever I do,
get like lunch meat. You can get like a thing of ham.
I'm very particular though. Like I like it very thinly sliced. So you got to get it from the deli counter. So whenever I go to the deli counter and I make the decision to get some really thinly sliced turkey or some thinly sliced ham or some salami, I always love the decision. It's great because it is just so pure with the bread, and you throw some kettle cooked chips on there, and it's nice and crunchy.
The issue
I've done that from Panera and stuff is I'll put the chips on it from Panera on the sandwich with some soup on the side. Whew, what a great lunch.
The issue that I run into when I do that, and the reason I don't do it more often, is because, and maybe it's because I'm living by myself, but it's not an issue with the deli meat as much as it's the bread and getting like a whole loaf of bread.
Keeping it fresh. Just
me when I'm going to eat like, a couple sandwiches probably, but by the time I need to throw the bread out, like I'm not going to eat the whole loaf. So that is the thing that keeps me from doing it more often, but I do love to do it.
I bet Alvaro will be very appreciative of your discipline.
Yeah. With food. We talked about it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, you're missing out with I literally had one probably Saturday.
You've got me thinking because, working from home.
Yeah.
Got lunch every day.
That's why I've done it more often recently, honestly, because it had probably been a little while. And then at some point during all the work from home stuff, I was like, make sure I get some stuff to make sandwiches every now and then.
Look at us. This is exciting, guys. We were going to try to stick to the exact same script as yesterday.
Right.
And we've talked about something new. And probably Michael is the only one listening to this because everyone else was like, we heard this podcast yesterday
already.
Yeah.
Right. When we started with the popcorn topic, they probably, same episode out, but we expanded. I'm proud.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, here's one thing that I wanted to bring up, and we can transition into something that Nick has on here. It's getting bad here, like snow wise. Like tonight is supposed to be, we're supposed to get a lot here. John obviously got to come home. He's clearly in an igloo at the moment, and
literally an igloo.
You came home from Florida to about 87 inches of snow. Meanwhile, Nicholas, not good.
61, not bad.
I think ours is not too bad right now. But what I'm getting to is Nick constantly sends us, as we are miserable in our just snow-covered existence, of like, oh, it's 61 today. I'm going down to take a walk and go to the beach or whatever. And
I would never do that if it's 61. It's way too cold.
Genuinely, I hate it a lot, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you get to live that life. I'm thrilled, but I want to turn you into the police for committing a crime against us by doing
same temp here as Chicago, right, John?
Woo, yeah, same one, ma'am.
61.
So a lot. What I didn't understand is that Carvelli, you really hate the snow and the cold. Like you don't like it. Yeah. So my thing is that I don't mind the snow.
What's good about it?
It's beautiful, man. Like when the snow, hold on, a couple things, two things. When the snow is falling and you're in the midst of like the beginning of a blizzard, it's like 8:00 at night and everyone knew the snowstorm. It's so quiet. I mean, you can just hear that snow hit the and it's so cool. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen this, but like we got a bunch of the snow before I came back home, but then we've gotten 5-6 inches since I've been here, and just to see it like grow, I don't know, it's kind of fun, right? So it's just it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Now the cold is the other thing. I don't mind cold weather, like I really don't. The problem is that it's so bloody cold outside. We got to leave like every faucet dripping water. I mean, we could have filled up the freaking Lake Michigan by now. We're like saving it in buckets and like using it for dishes because we don't want to like waste water. And my basement is freezing, guys. Like we keep our house at 68 degrees. I feel bad for our furnace. Like it's just been going nonstop. I'm literally like I got 4 layers on. I got a hat on. I got 2 pairs of socks. I got 2 pairs of pants. I mean, it's cold down here. Like it's legit freezing. And so like when it was hovering like in the, high 20s, low 30s, like it was 60 something. It was 68 down here. It was perfect. It was like no issue. But man, it's like high 50s, low 60s in our basement. And like we have heat down here. It's just not, it's so cold and we're surrounded by ground that is frozen.
Yeah.
I just hate that. I hate that I can't be warm inside my house. When I go outside, I'm expecting to be cold. We went on a walk the other day. It was sunny outside. It was 5 degrees, but you got the sun on you, man. It was, you get that vitamin
5.
D. Yeah, it was awesome. It was like super chill. But thank you. I appreciate the laughs there. So, but I don't know, guys. Like, it's not the snow or the cold. It's the cold inside, which pisses me off. Like this, and not to mention, I'm cold inside, and my gas bill this month is probably going to be like $400. So like, it's not even that warm. Like, anyways. But I do have. Can I get into my snow shovel thing?
Yeah, this is where I was eventually going.
Perfect.
Also, real quick, I don't live in Florida. Okay, it's not 80 here every day.
Yeah, but it's like a great like 65.
That would be it'd be an average winter.
That's
day.
like perfect. It's perfect. You live in perfect weather year round, while I'm stuck here at 25 degrees getting 4 inches of snow outside and the roads are a sheet of ice. I don't want to hear, it's not 80, it's only 65. No, I don't want it. I'm not hearing it.
I think there's this misconception sometimes that LA is just a bunch of surfer bros walking around without shoes and shirts all the time, when like even in the summer we'll get like, at least where I'm at in LA, maybe 5 days where it hits 80 all summer.
That's more like San Diego, right? Like San Diego is more like the warm, right? No?
Exact same as me, right on the coast.
Oh,
yeah. Anywhere where the Pacific touches, you're not getting above 80 degrees more than like 5 days out of the summer.
Which is perfect. Like that's what you want. That is ideal. Like the days here where it gets into like ridiculous temperatures in the summer,
103 degrees,
while also being super humid, that's miserable. There where it's like a solid 78 most of the time in the
give it a 72. 72 is
even better. You're making the point that I'm trying to say. I don't want it rubbed into my face while I'm miserable.
Okay.
I'm happy.
John, you could tell your story.
I'm excited.
All right, snow shoveling. Sorry. So one of the things that I've had to experience since buying this home and moving here is snow shoveling. So thankfully I was gone for the big blizzard and my wife had to shovel the snow.
Thankfully you were gone. Yeah.
Thankfully. Yes. It was a lot of snow, but I really like to shovel my sidewalk. I like to pre-treat my sidewalk with a saltwater solution and some rock salt. I like to make sure that my sidewalk is clean and clear of any ice and snow for a couple of reasons. 1, I take pride in that. 2, I don't want someone to slip and fall. And 3, it's the law. All right. So I keep all of my.
It's the law.
I would rather
not follow the law.
I would rather spend time like at 10 o'clock the night before, making sure my sidewalk has been pre-treated. So when it snows overnight, the snow doesn't stick.
John, you realize how old you sound.
And we're good.
Now,
I know.
Okay.
Also, like all week, I've been sending you guys Snapchats. But whenever I go upstairs, I check to make sure the sidewalk is still clear, and I judge it against my neighbors to make sure that their sidewalk still has snow on it, so mine looks good. I'm very excited for the spring and the summer.
If Hank Hill was in Chicago instead of Arlen, Texas.
Pretty much.
So, but here's my question: is I enjoy like being outside in the snow. Like I think there's something really serene about it, and like part of me always wants to like shovel my neighbor's sidewalks because like whatever, it takes like a few extra minutes. Like it's a good workout. Like you're doing something nice. You know, like
Gary can't do it. Whatever,
I have one like old ass neighbor, and then I have one young neighbor. But like I'm like they're busy. Like everyone's busy, and like when I'm out of town, I might want someone to shovel, whatever. But here's the thing: we had someone shovel our sidewalk, and I was like, No, you
That's
can't do
my
that.
sidewalk.
That's my sidewalk. I don't want you thinking that I can't shovel my own snow. So like buzz off. Don't touch my sidewalk. I can do it.
God, if I was writing the script of Hank Hill's reaction if somebody mowed his lawn, this is exactly it.
But here's the problem is I want to go shovel other people's sidewalks, but they might be thinking the same thing about me. Like, I don't want someone to feel like they have to return the favor. Like, I really don't care about that. I'm only going to shovel your sidewalk if I have nothing else to do and I'm feeling generous. But then at the same time, like, I don't want them to feel like beholden, like, oh, now I have to shovel their sidewalk. When I was, when Michael told me a story over Christmas, when we were here and he was in Colorado, of course, and someone shoveled his sidewalk on Christmas Day, and he was like, oh gosh, that means I got to go shovel his sidewalk now. And it's just this awkward, like, what do you do?
Sounds like you started this by shoveling their sidewalk, and they were just nice, decent people like you returning the favor.
No, actually, that's not true. That's 100% not true. Is they shoveled my sidewalk first. But it wasn't the person who shoveled our sidewalk, thanks to our Ring doorbell. It wasn't either of my neighbors. It was someone across the street who just, whatever, being nice. But like my neighbors.
Sounds to me like you need to get your act together and shovel your damn sidewalk so people don't have to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I do shovel my. This guy.
First time it happened, it was because yours wasn't done.
Time out. Well, I wasn't here. Sorry, this was when I was in Florida. The person shoveled the sidewalk for Mariel. So she didn't have to, which was great news.
Nice.
That sounds like a good, decent person. They probably knew you were gone.
Okay, but let's go back to the next point. Should I shovel neighbors' sidewalks, or is that just weird? Are they going to want their own? Like, I don't want them to feel weird about it. You know.
Here's what I will ask you, and I will go by what because I don't live in a place where I have to shovel anything, whatever. I've got like a little stoop that I can brush snow off if I need to, but it's not that big of a deal.
I'd be very curious about Cody's thoughts on this. We need to get him. Yeah.
Get some suburban opinions in the chat here.
I will give you what my dad does at my parents' house, which is he basically does hours at the house, and then the neighbor next door is an older lady who really can't get around as well as she used to be able to. You don't want her to be out shoveling her driveway.
Totally.
So he will do it for her.
Interesting.
So I think it depends a lot on who your neighbors are. Where do they fall in different age ranges and things like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair. So apparently though, the old lady who lives next to us, because Mariel did shovel her sidewalk because she thought that I don't know. But then her caretaker came out and said that she pays someone to shovel her sidewalk so that we didn't feel like we needed to, which is great. Perfect. But I don't know. I feel weird about the whole thing. And it's I want to be helpful. I don't know any of my neighbors because we moved here during a pandemic and you can't it's just the whole thing's weird and awkward. But I don't I want to be nice. I also isn't it weird when you shovel, and you guys have seen pictures of my front area. If I just shovel from side of yard to side of yard and there's a hard line, and then outside of that it's that's weird because then it's
really, buddy, you couldn't just go the extra few feet.
Exactly. But then if you go the extra few feet, the person's well, great, now I got to go do their sidewalk next time it snows. It's just it's stupid because everyone should no one's used to anyone being nice anywhere. And it's like the Office episode where the favors and Dwight has to be the last person to give the favor. It's like that. It shouldn't be like that, but I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, I would probably. So I'm thinking, the sidewalk is going, it goes along the street, right? And then every house has their walkway sidewalk, right? Mm-hmm. I would never do the person's walkway sidewalk unless it was a situation that Carvelli described where it's very clearly an older person. And even if they opened the door and were don't worry, she pays someone to do that, I would have just been oh, no worries, I don't mind, I'll save her some money this time, whatever. And just move on. And then the next time, maybe I don't do it because, but yeah, I would shovel probably just each of my neighbor's direction on the road sidewalk, and then wouldn't touch their walkway, just because I'm with you. I would feel bad, a hard cutoff. I'm already out here, guys. I already got my boots on. I'll just go ahead and do this part.
Totally, right?
Next time, if you're the ones with your boots on, whatever, pay it
forward.
So
that's kind of what I did last night is I didn't go all the way, but I went 4 to 5 feet,
third base,
6 feet.
maybe.
Yeah,
Base.
it was light snow, so it was like literally like I could have blown this shit and it would have gone away. So it was like, so I don't know, but it's just an interesting.
Also, yeah, I think it depends on the type of snow too. You make a good point. If it's the really dry snow and you've got the leaf blower out, just whatever.
Easy.
I'll
do the whole road. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But
if it's the wet stuff,
yeah.
But then I don't know. It's just the whole thing's weird. I got to feel it out. I got to meet my neighbors. But I'm so pumped, guys. It's been so much fun to keep my sidewalks clean. I'm so pumped for the spring to like do the lawn and make sure my yard looks nice. I am stoked.
Man, you're gonna hard judge some.
I bought
lawns around you.
what's the tool you like? Can you have like really nice edges on your grass?
Like a weed eater?
Yeah, kind of like a weed eater. Like God, I bought one. I don't even know the name for it. It's like
not like a backhoe, but
no, it's like, is it a weed eater? It's like the thing with the one thing that just goes around really fast. An edger maybe.
We call it a weed eater in West Virginia.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard people call it like a trimmer before.
You are diving hard into 32.
Yeah,
I am. It is, guys. Then I was also thinking about a way to make a pond in the backyard that like comes off the deck. We have these 2 air conditioning condensers there, and I was like, we could build a pond, and the noise of water would cover up DC unit working. So I don't know. I'm very, very excited. Very excited. It is called a trimmer. Technically, I have a trimmer.
It depends on where you're from. Is it soda or pop?
Or is it Coke?
Right.
That's right. You call everything Coke. That's weird.
Yep.
One last thing before we wrap this up, we want to come back around to another conversation that we previously had, just because it's always so nice to make John backtrack a little bit. So if people remember, a few weeks ago, we had an episode that was just
Michael's favorite,
just the best.
And now we're going back into it, making you even more happy.
It's great. They said we'd never talk about it again. We talked for 25 minutes about like
your mom's gonna be pissed too.
Like cream cheese for some reason. And John had some very hard stances on it.
He did.
And I will now give the floor to you so that you can address your brother and anybody else who is still listening once again.
Fess up to it. Fess up.
So here's the thing.
Be the bigger man.
I'll say what happened, and then I'll talk about what I texted you. So the other day, we made some black bean queso. It's like you put some refried black beans, some pepper jack cheese, and then you also put.
Point out, Nick, he did not point out that these were refried beans. I don't think, because we had made our stance on refried beans pretty clear.
Yeah, refried black beans. Yeah. I definitely.
I think he made that statement after the fact, like after we were initially saying we wouldn't do the bean dip.
Bean dip, because I called it bean dip, but it's
then we're
not.
Like, we're definitely not doing the bean dip because we don't do refried beans.
Yeah, it's black. It's a black bean queso. Like you guys have probably had it before. Anyway, so I say I say what's in it, and we have this conversation, whatever. And then the next morning at like 11 o'clock, I get this random text out of the blue from Nick. And it said, John, a few weeks ago, : man, I love cream cheese, but can only do it on bagels, nothing else. Us, meaning you and Carvelli and Nick here. What about buffalo chicken dip? John, OMG, gross. I couldn't even imagine a dip with cream cheese, GTFOH. That would stand for get the fuck out of here. Great.
So he said it, not me. Yeah.
The true thing that was said.
Yep. Then John yesterday, : man, I just had the greatest food ever made. Bean dip. Us. What's in it? John, : cream cheese. So as I explained, Nick properly called me out for enjoying and arguing for a food that included cream cheese that was not a bagel, which admittedly was extremely just hypocritical of my earlier stance. But here's what I told Nick and Michael here is that as I was making this food and we had one other dish that had cream cheese in it recently. So this was the second dish within like a week of telling the world how cream cheese was disgusting on anything but bagels that I enjoyed. And I felt really guilty when like Mariel's putting the cream cheese. I'm thinking to myself like, God, what was the other
dish?
I can't remember what it was. I've been trying to like remember it.
It probably was one of the items that we were like, wait a second, you don't like, cheesecake? And you were like, ew, no, it probably was cheesecake.
It wasn't cheesecake, but it was something. But anyway, so we're making this black bean queso, and I felt so guilty. I was like, oh my God, they can't find out about this. Like, if they find out about this, they're going to give me so much shit. Like, I went off about how cream cheese is only good on bagels. And here, literally twice in the last week, I've had cream cheese and I've enjoyed it. And then it was interesting though, because then I had like this moment and I was like, I wonder if I just have this implicit bias about cream cheese, that it should only be good on bagels. But I actually have cream cheese in many other meals and many other dishes that I really enjoy. And I just don't know it because it's not like the star ingredient.
Yeah.
But it's good. So I'm a hypocrite. My name's John, and I'm sorry.
John, we appreciate.
Takes a big man to confess.
Yeah, takes a big man to confess. You had some preconceived notions about cream cheese that were unfair. You were judging all products that involved cream cheese just solely because of the color of their cheese, and I don't think that's right. And I'm glad that you have come around to being equal to all. Thank you.
You say the consistency. I know I hate that we're going back over this again, but
there is no difference between the consistency of cream cheese and butter.
It like
that
melts.
Is the most common consistent spread. Yeah.
No, sorry. No. My consistency argument was like you said, like all cheese, like you were saying the color of the cheese.
A block of cream cheese.
Yeah, I'm not saying you are. Wait, why am I getting attacked? I didn't even say anything.
You said it was the consistency.
No. Time out. You, Nick, were doing your little rant about how all cheese should be equal and talking about the color of cheese. And I was saying, actually, before I knew where you were going with that it's more the consistent, like it's the difference of the consistency. Whatever. That was just like a one-off joke. This is not meant to be a thing. I'm not being accused of talking about cream cheese anymore, guys. Like, Donna hated on me because we talked about cream cheese. I'm not part of that anymore. I do not want to be talking about cream cheese. This is all on you guys.
Can you say cream cheese one more time?
Cream cheese, all on you guys.
Okay, we can finally wrap that up and put that to bed for good. And I should say we have
one more surprise.
Put to bed the bit that we had another episode earlier this week. Some stuff came out. We pushed back a day. Michael Terry instantly texted John all day complaining about not having an episode.
No. How it started was on Super Bowl Sunday. Michael's gotta have an episode on Wednesday. And then we decided yesterday, let's have a little fun and let's not have an episode release.
Yeah, life gets in the way, Michael.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens. So all day we have been telling Michael that the episode was released. We don't know what he's looking at. People are listening to it, and he's been refreshing his podcast app. I've gotten multiple screenshots of where's the episode. I don't see it. It's not uploading. Are you sure it uploaded correctly? He said he was going to text you, Carvelli, and get all mad at you. But yeah,
must not have cared that much.
There was no episode.
I would have.
He didn't even respond to my text today, or I was going to play along to the joke. Michael Terry didn't even reply.
How mad is he right now? Is he
I had made the decision that if he texted me about it, I was just going to ignore it.
Here's the thing though, he's gonna listen to this and around noon tomorrow he'd be like, I knew it, I was just playing along, I knew you guys didn't release the episode, blah 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 blah.
But around 11:30 tomorrow, when he's 30 minutes before this point of the episode, he's going to be having he knows he had a couple moments, couple comments we made where he was like, okay, wait a second, did they really? That it's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I thought we did a nice job of playing it up.
We did.
But yes.
We did. There were a bit too many things with the first conversation, the first topic we were talking about when we were talking about popcorn.
Uh-huh.
That I was like, oh wait, really? We didn't just talk about it yesterday. But whatever.
We came back at different points and reintroduced the ambiguity of the situation.
Right.
I think he had moments where he thought.
And he probably felt really special too. He's like, man, they're recording a whole episode about me.
Just for me. This is great. But yeah, so that's all we have for this week. Thanks everybody for listening. Apologize for being a day late. But yeah, sometimes that happens. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast across all of your platforms that you use for podcasts, just to make sure that you are getting them every Wednesday or Thursday or whenever we release. And give us a 5-star rating and review while you're there. Nick, if people want to vent about the fact that we didn't have an episode yesterday, where can they reach us on social media?
Yeah, and if they want to point out people who can point out the differences between the 2 episodes, we will have a prize. They can do that phoning it in pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. They can send us an email phoning it in podcast @gmail.com, or they can give us a call, leave a voicemail 304-627-1889.
Yep, and as always, a shout out to Miguel Silva for our theme song. Be sure to check out Saving Miles Lemon on Spotify or Apple Music. And with that, that's all we have for this week. See you guys next week.